In this video, I'm going to walk through my journey as a freelancer and what it took to get clients. I'm also going to walk through some of the platforms I used to be able to get my first handful of clients. I'm going to share my screen here, basically just describing the process. Try not to read ahead if you can, just because if I can, I'll try to go as much detail as I can on each of these different sections that I have. So, tools, tactics, and troubles along the way. It took me 5 months to get my first client. And every single day, I can honestly tell you the thing that kept me going is because I was plugged into a community and I saw other people get clients, and I said there's no reason why I can't get clients. And I just kept plugging along every single day. I did the minimums on what I need to do, and eventually I got my first clients after 5 months, and then I got my second client 2 months after that, and then basically 4 weeks after that, I got a client every single month for the next handful of months. Then I stopped, which is the things not to do. Part of the reason I stopped because I had to deliver for the current clients that I had. I had no time to be able to continue prospecting, which was a huge mistake in hindsight. Always be prospecting. Either the business is growing, meaning you're doing revenue generating activities, or the business is dying when you're not doing revenue generating activities. And that is a lifeblood of a agency. It's the lifeblood of most businesses, to be fair. So I'm trying to skip ahead on a lot of it, but one of the biggest misconceptions is you can't scale a one-person agency. With all the tools that are available with using tools like make.com, it's very easy to scale an AI agency or emailing agency, a marketing agency, and you could do a lot, especially with ChatGPT, a ton of things, even to the point where you could write a script, have ChatGPT write the customized icebreakers, send out cold emails. Anytime you get a positive response, you could have ChatGPT, OpenAI, respond to that lead and ultimately book a meeting on your behalf. I don't do that right now because that's one of the most highest leverage things you can do. And I trust ChatGPT, but there's no real reason to do it. I'll do a better job of booking the meeting than ChatGPT can, because the prospect might ask us certain questions that the ChatGPT doesn't know how to answer based on the information that I provided it. So, when I first started out with my marketing agency about 5 years ago, I used a platform called bark.com. It was a fantastic platform, absolutely loved it. And I'm just gonna log in here and just kind of show you what it looks like and the little hack that I used to be able to get leads from here. So with bark.com, and basically people will say it's basically a lead generation software. So for example, Jack's information will come in. Jack's looking for someone. This came in 4 days ago, but usually it's like 2 minutes. 2 minutes ago, Jack filled out an inquiry looking for a paid search specialist. This would come up. You'd basically click on contact Jack, and then it would cost you 30 credits. You'd contact him, you get his phone number, you get his email, you jump on your phone and you give him a call. The issue with this was usually it said it came 2 minutes ago. So I know Jack sent this request in 2 minutes ago. I wanted to find a way to be able to message Jack instantaneously within seconds. The moment he clicks on the submit button on this website, I wanted to be able to get the lead. And the way I did that, I built a scraper to be able to refresh the website every 2 to 5 seconds randomly. Part of the reason I did it randomly because I didn't want this platform, bark.com, to be able to, to know that I was scraping their platform, and that's not allowed for most websites, especially LinkedIn and some of these ones as well. So basically, every time it would refresh every 2 to 5 seconds, and then when you refresh it, it would basically say, "Oh, sent 4 seconds ago, sent 5 seconds ago," whatever the case is. As soon as there would be a new lead, and it would pop up and it would say 1 second ago, 2 seconds ago, it would automatically pop up on my computer. I'd read it quickly. I click on contact Jack. I jump on the phone, and Jack would usually say things like, "Oh my God, I just clicked the submit button literally not even a second ago." And then I basically let them know, "Hey man, you're gonna get a handful of other calls in the next 2 to 3 minutes. There are gonna be other agencies basically trying to reach out to you." And he's like, "Oh yeah, don't worry, I won't talk to them. I just want to talk to you." Just because I got leads just because I was first. 90% of the time, right? And that's normally how these things happen. So this was a fantastic source. But and eventually over time, a lot of people started catching on to it. And I could honestly say I was probably one of the first ones to even build a scraper for this platform, because I'd always be the first one. And a lot of the people I talked to, After 2-3 minutes, then they would start getting other people calling them. And for this website, 5 professionals could contact them. So that was one. It was fantastic. But then I started getting more and more saturated. I started seeing less and less leads. I'd probably get about 3 to 4 leads, closing 1 deal a day. So anyways, and then I started doing cold email. In the beginning, it didn't go so great. But then I consulted with a friend of mine, and that's one of the things I would basically do right away if I was running an agency. I would consult with somebody who's already been at it for 2 years and is quite successful at it. I'd say, hey, I'll pay you X amount of dollars. I just need some feedback on what I'm working on. And they'd save you 2 years of pain. And he basically walked me through everything. And eventually over time, my copy started working. I started building better offers. Some of the offers that I built was, hey, I'll get you 20 meetings within the first 90 days or you don't pay. And I charge them, I don't know, $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month, whatever it might be, but I'll give them some kind of guarantee. That was a fantastic offer. Another offer that I found worked extremely well, you pay once, and after that, you pay me for every single meeting I book for you. They'd give you $10,000 to $20,000, and then basically pay you for every single meeting. Or sometimes they pay you once, and then they only pay you when one of their deals closes. If their deals are worth $100,000, $200,000, they'd be more than happy to be able to give you a commission structure, because they're gonna. And now you have some skin in the game. In fact, I have the book here somewhere. You have some skin in the game where they feel comfortable being able to do the deal with you. But the biggest thing people are looking for are case studies. Hey, can I trust this guy? And has he done this before? You don't have to have a direct case study for that particular company that you're targeting, but you just need to prove that you're competent, and that could come across in your enthusiasm, your knowledge of the industry, and people just backing you up, saying, hey, this is actually a really legitimate guy, give him a chance. And okay, so the next thing is cold email. I could make it as fancy as I want, but it really won't make any sense. So if you look at my website, this is marketing speak. This does not make sense. I'm still working on the website. If you have things like this, a system focused GTM and RevOps consultant specializing in building systems and pipelines, this doesn't work. This type of language, when you do a lot of marketing language, it works for companies who are willing to lose tens of millions of dollars for a prolonged period of time, who don't really care about an ROI. But for majority of companies, 99.9% of them, you want to be as simple as possible. And I know I'm going against what I'm saying by having this, but to be fair, I still got to edit the website. This is very preliminary. As you can see, a lot of the Latin text is still on it. So you want to make it as simple as possible. What do you do? My job is to book meetings with decision makers using meaningful cold outreach. It's quick. People understand it. They're like, okay, that makes sense. I already given my value proposition, and I've done it for companies X, Y, and Z. And then they're more willing to take a meeting with you, because if they don't understand, the answer is automatically no. I won't dive too much into the cold email side of things for now. Another great platform is Upwork. I have a lot of friends with a lot of success on Upwork, and those are the warmest leads you're ever going to get effectively. The biggest challenge is understanding what to work on. I think that's probably been the hardest thing to. It seems obvious in the beginning, but it actually takes quite a bit of time to understand what's most important. The most important thing is to develop great offers and to write strong copy, because that ultimately is your product. The email copy is the product that we're sending out to the market. So if somebody sends me an email saying, wow, that's a great copy, I'll be happy to jump on a call with you, my response is, my email is my product. Right? So they already understand that, oh, this guy's already coming at a higher level than somebody saying, hey, we'll book meetings for you, or we're a marketing agency, we'll generate leads, whatever the case is. And so the biggest thing is generating new leads for my business. That's the sales side of the things. And for client delivery, it's about writing really strong copy on their behalf. And the way you do that is you have to develop a very strong offer, and things that they probably didn't even think that, oh, hey, we could go use this angle as opposed to what we've been doing ever since. And Alex Hormozi has a book, it's called $100 Million Offers. And I even tell my clients this, all it takes is one offer for you to make your next $5 to $20 million, whatever that might be, right? I know for me, there's just one piece of copy that's generated me 45 appointments in the last 30 days. Well, I shouldn't say that. 45 opportunities in the last 30 days, where I'm sending out 300 cold emails and 300 cold emails and 300 follow-ups. So all it really takes is one offer, right? right before I get into this, do I ever feel like quitting? Not really, because I've seen other people have success at it. But a lot of the reason why it doesn't work for some people is I have a friend of mine who's been doing it for a year and he hasn't seen much success. And he's a very gifted guy. And the only reason why is he'll go 5 months very hard and then he'll take 1 week off. He'll go traveling for a vacation, whatever it might be. Then he'll call me back. He's like, hey, I'm ready. I'm engaged. I'm ready to go hard. Then he'll go another 3 months. Then something will happen and he'll take another 2 weeks off. All this is you're building momentum. You're just doing the things that don't really show that they're producing results. You just got to keep doing them every single day. And then eventually you'll see results. It took me 5 months. What if I had quit the 4th month because I saw 0 results? And I already came from a sales background, right? So a lot of people who aren't coming from a sales background, they'll get discouraged fairly quickly. But it's just about doing it when you see nothing, and eventually it'll pop off. When you get the first client, it's a popcorn effect. And you'll get clients back to back as long as you don't stop. In fact, this is a great segue for me to get into my next thing. Don't stop. Momentum is everything. Once you stop prospecting, the business starts to die that moment you stop prospecting. If your emails are burned or your offer isn't working, don't stop prospecting. Still keep sending out emails, but start working on different offers. Send 100 emails out using one offer. And if you get 1 response, double down on it. That's a 1% positive response rate, which is fine. But if you get 0 responses, change the offer a little bit and send it out again. And just keep iterating. All this is a game of iteration. The faster you do it, the more information you have from the market, the more you can adjust, and faster you'll be able to get the results. How much do you make? Okay, so here's a big one. Breaking down the numbers. How do you price? You price, it costs 25% for a client, for one of your clients or for me or for whoever, to be able to get a client. So 25%. So let's just say for me, let's just say a client in a year is worth $100,000. Just throwing out a round number. A client for me is worth $100,000. I could realistically charge him 25% to be able to get that. Hold on, I'm using first person, second person. For me, a client is worth $100,000. I should be prepared to pay $25,000 to be able to acquire that $100,000 client. So if you get somebody a client, right? If you get one of your clients a client, right? And their client costs them $100,000 or is worth $100,000 to them, you could charge your client $25,000 to get the $100,000 client. So if they close one deal a month, you could and each deal is worth $100,000, you could realistically charge them $25,000 a month to be able to get it. Now, do some people do that? Yeah, I bet some people do that. But the way I bill significantly less than that. So now you understand that it's owed $25,000. If you come in at $5,000, it seems like a bargain. But now you also got to get them that one client a month. So how many meetings do you have to jump on to be able to get one client? If the client jumps on, or I'll use myself as an example. If I jump on 10 meetings, I'll be able to get one client. And that one client, let's just say they're worth $100,000. I should be willing to pay $25,000 to get that $100,000 client. This is a general rule across industries. It'll obviously change depending on the industry that you're in, but 25% go to market cost. That's how you do it. Biggest expense, it's always going to be people. Now you have like make.com, you can automate a lot of things. I have a client of mine that's replacing human labor with digital labor, right? Which is a kind of a scary thing to even consider. But I think people will always be the biggest expense for the short term anyway, right? If I was doing this all over again, what would I do? I would basically dedicate 4 hours per day on revenue generating activities. I think that's the most important thing anyone can do when they're running an agency, probably regardless of how big it is, right? And the biggest skills you need to is obviously it's lead generation. But you got to understand how to build strong offer, because there are 3 things that you need to be able to build a strong copy for marketing: is offer, risk reversal, case study. 10% of it is the offer, 10% is the risk reversal, and 80% is the case study, right? So, key takeaways. The way I think about marketing and running an agency, all it is me trying to get market feedback as fast as possible. So in the beginning, it's always going to be quantity, and later on it could be quality. So if I'm developing an offer, I just got to do it over and over and over and over again. So that's it. That's the video I have for y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you.